Right, hello. This is a nice little feature in StreamYard where you can just record. This is nice. I'm going to use this more often so that I don't necessarily have to be live. I always say that I'm going to get away from this place for a couple of days, but then you guys, I am braiding my hair and I just caught wind of what happened to Regina King's son. And so, of course, you know, um, it's always suspicious in Hollywood whenever someone dies. Um, and I want to come and speak about ritual human sacrifice and how it is not just celebrities that are participating in this. So, welcome to the channel. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I wanted to come and speak a little bit about this. Um, so Regina King's son, 26 years old, commits suicide, allegedly. Suicide is always suspicious to me. It is. Um, Rarely do I believe that the person actually did it. Just because of the whole human preservation thing. But, and I haven't done any readings on it. But obviously, there's a lot of people that are going to be kind of suspectful of what is going on here. So obviously, people are asserting their opinions about it. Um, and I won't be divulging my opinion because I am just talking, I'm not reading. Well, I'm always reading, but you know, I don't, I'm not doing an official reading. And I wanted to speak on ritual human sacrifice and how, and well, a warning to people that it is not just um, celebrities that participate in this. It's not. Ritual human sacrifice has been something that has been going on since the beginning of time. You just have to check the origins of it. And, you can actually fall victim to ritual sacrifice without even being actually, somebody doing something to you, somebody laying hands on you. There's actually rituals that I know for a fact has taken people out um, and has caused sudden deaths to people. And I've felt it. I felt that energy before, which is one of the reasons why I don't divulge in certain things, especially right now. Um, with me being a sensitive and of course, being that I am a high priestess, I can pretty much set an intent to do whatever I want, and I'm very confident of that. But you know, um, and what I'm speaking about is marijuana is what I'm speaking about because I feel that if you are unaware and unprotected, if you smoke marijuana, you are more subjected to things getting in the back door of your consciousness. So, um, anyway, of course, we all know that if it's ever your time to go, it's just your time to go. But I think that things can be very suspectful, um, when someone, you know, suicide is something that it is a reality. There are people that do commit suicide. It is, but I just think it's awfully. strange. Sometimes when I hear about that, especially these murder suicides, I'm like, I don't know. So this is why I don't want to say that I'm paranoid. I'm just very, very aware of how I'm feeling, what is going on, because human sacrifice is something that even happens in the churches, and I've actually been able to call it down when I have felt, people wishing death upon me. Um, and so it's important to understand how you should be aware when it comes to any kind of deity worship, any kind of things of that nature. Now, for me, I'm old school. Um, I don't believe in human sacrifice. I believe that if somebody is trying to do harm to you and they have that intent against you, I feel like if you are protected enough, your spirits may do what you don't even want them to do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If you can catch my drift of what I'm saying. But you don't have to be you don't have to be somebody that is connected to somebody in Hollywood. This is happening in families that are connected. If somebody knows enough about that secret knowledge, um, they could sacrifice you. And what's crazy is that people are not aware of it even in Christianity. They think that Christianity is all innocent and stuff, and it's not. It's actually not innocent at all. And like I said, I'm old school and pagan, and so animal sacrifice is something that's really popular in paganism. But of course, you can be a pagan that may believe in ritual human sacrifice. Um, you don't have to be a rich person. You don't have to be a famous person. Um, you can just be a person. People will sacrifice you just because they're jealous of you. People will, try to sacrifice you just because they're angry. People will sacrifice you just because they don't agree with you on something. Um, and I guess it's just one of those things. Death is a very difficult subject for a lot of people to talk about. I feel that when you fear death too much every single day, you don't spend your time living. But I still believe that you should be aware when somebody is trying to do some kind of death magic on you, or either ritual human sacrifice, because it happens a lot. In fact, I have picked up on people trying to do death magic on people in readings. And the reason why they want to do death magic is because, this could be a person that feels some type of way. Your presence in this world bothers them, and all kinds of crazy. So it is extremely important to protect yourself. And I think that especially right now, the last several years, we have seen nothing but ritual human sacrifice. And it's not just sacrificing you to lose your life. I mean, obviously, that can be perceived as being the worst, especially when you don't know what's on the other side or what happens to people actually when they die. But it's not just your life that can be sacrificed, which is horrible, um, at any age, in my opinion, but it's also your energy. your energy can be getting sacrificed. If you're a person that has, kind of lost all of your energy or your motivation or your inspiration, for whatever, then, you could be a sacrifice. I mean, I guess it would depend on what you hold precious in the world. But I still feel that I have seen many, many, many people sacrificed, or, not just their lives, but their energy being sacrificed and harvested. So, and, I believe that there are all sorts of sources of that, and so many different ways that people are able to manifest that. Okay. Um, I've seen people sacrificing their family members, and, you know, they they work regular jobs. Okay. So I think a lot of people need to be aware of that. I think with all of the sacrifice going on in Hollywood, people don't really see the sacrifice that is happening in your own backyard. Hell, it could be your neighbor. I mean, I know that, anybody of any age would prefer to live, unless they are, you know, um, just, feeling like it's the end and they just want to go. Um, but I do believe that it is important to protect yourself. Um, I have seen rituals done on people, because when I'm doing readings, I can see rituals of people that have done rituals on you. And I have seen rituals where a person is trying to push someone to suicide, to put a lot of bad spirits on them, just so that they can, become very depressed and, possibly end their lives or other people. You know, and I think it is something that people should be aware of, but most people are not. The saying ignorance is bliss. I guess in that case, it could possibly be that, especially if you are someone that is being sacrificed. I guess you wouldn't necessarily know that this is, happening to you. Um, and I've seen it. I see it every single day. I see people, taking people's key energy a lot. I've seen people basically age overnight, and, it's a very, very real thing. Let's just put it like that. So, um, I don't think it's something that I think that if you take the proper steps to protect yourselves, I think that you'll be okay. Um, I am I'm a witch, okay, a practitioner, and, I wouldn't, I think that human sacrifice should be the last resort to anything. I think that, you know, um, death magic is a very, very, real thing, and this is one of the reasons why I try not to, um, do things that are outside of the scope of acceptable to other people. Um, Try to be as good as a person as possible, very fair and just, you know. I think that I think that a lot of times when it comes to necromancy, if you are a person that could be, um, interfering with another person's quality of life, I think that that would be one of their reasons for wanting to do some kind of sacrificial magic on you, um, which is why it's sometimes a good idea to stay out of people's way unless they're, purposely trying to do harm to you and your family. Honestly, now if somebody is threatening you or your family, you got the right. I think that there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but I think that when it comes to the innocent people that don't know, I think that that is the hardest. Um, I think it's the hardest. I think it's the most heartbreaking because, even though I'm an occultist, I'm a spiritualist, I still am a caring, kind soul. I just think that when it comes to certain behaviors, I think it's important to do as much as you can to change your behavior because, I think the main aspect of it, like I said, if you have someone in your family trying to sacrifice you, is usually because they want to stand out, they want to shine, they want to outshine you. And if they feel like they can't outshine you, then they'd rather see you in the ground. Some people are quite mean like that, okay? And, you know, I think it's very important to have your third eye open. I think it is very important to be aware and surround yourself with people that you know that you can trust, and people that care about you and love you. Um, People that are, actually, concerned about your well being and people that care about you. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen, mothers sacrifice their own children. Absolutely. Um, it's kind of a part of our culture a little bit, especially with abortion being uh, something that's almost second nature to a lot of the population of the world. A lot of people will go and they will abort children without any second thought. And when you think about it, that is considered to be child sacrifice. I mean, it is what it is. What I can tell you is that I believe that you can protect yourself from it. I personally do. Um, like I said, I've been privy to uh, people that I felt were, to certain people that I felt were trying to sacrifice me. I've been through it to where I felt like, wow. There was a story in Hollywood. I saw a video of it a few days ago, and I can't think of the name of this actress that was murdered by the police. And she actually, excuse me, sorry guys, she actually, there was a wellness check that was done, and the police were sent out, and the police ended up shooting her because evidently there was some mental health issues that was going on, and evidently she was armed, you know, um, and you know how it is with the police, they got to do what they got to do. But eh, the it's I feel that it is quite unfortunate. And what I was thinking with that situation is that somebody had been doing work on her. I'm sorry, I am not one to just believe in mental illnesses. I believe that mental illnesses are a precursor for sacrifice. Sometimes is why I brought up the actress in Hollywood that was murdered. I believe that it could be a preface for that. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you really got to watch your head. You got to watch your head. You got to watch your heart. Because, you know, you just kind of never know. And so I feel like sometimes when people are having mental issues, I do feel that a lot of the times they do have people doing work on them. Not all the time, but then sometimes they can have people do work on them, have people doing work on them. As far as like necromancy, magic, necromancy work, death magic, to take that person out. They could be offering souls to their deities. They may want to get that person out of the way. Again, it can be very serious reasons, all the way down to petty reasons as to why someone would want to participate in that, or to make that decision. I do know that it is something that is typically not spoken about. It's something that's like a shh type of situation. Obviously, but I have seen people that have been in that position that I have wanted to help, and I have told them, because I can, and I feel that God gives me, or actually, I believe in God, but I'm a polytheist. I believe in many gods. But I think that, as far as my gods and my ascended masters, that they give me the right to do that, because I feel that sometimes when people are sacrificed, do I really feel that it's their time to go? Not all the time. I know that they say that that is determined by God. Absolutely. And I do respect God as we know God. But I think that some things can be prevented, is all I'm saying. For example, I'll give you guys a great example. And I know that there's destiny, there's fate. Fate happens. I totally understand that. But, you know, I truly believe that if it is a tragic fate, I feel that tragic fates can always be changed, unless it is a what we consider to be a martyr, someone that is supposed to sort of die for a cause. But I can't really think of, just looking at just the whole totality of death, as a human civilization. I can't think of what we could possibly learn from somebody's death, unless it's a big lesson, a huge lesson, like, for example, with George Floyd. Um, but I think that death creates so much pain. It does. It creates so much pain. Uh, and it's something that I don't even like to talk about it, really. Reason why I'm talking about this right now is because I want to get awareness. I want to raise awareness of death magic and necromancy magic. And death magic can actually lead to shootings, stabbings, killings. It can lead to suicide. It can lead to shootings. It can lead to violence, that can happen to people. Which is why I feel like people should check themselves. When it comes to, violent behavior, or either participating in any kind of violence. You never know, there may be a spiritual hit out on your head. Everything is caused by spirit, by energy. And so if you have like an angry spirit that was put on you, or a violent spirit that was put on you, then, this is unfortunately the result that you can get. Or if you have like a depressing spirit put on you, like Regina King's son, which, my heart goes out to her, um, and the family, and I hope that he rests in peace. Um, but I think people should be more aware, because, um, especially if you're struggling with life, you never know what somebody could have put on you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that everybody should hold their own lives in their own hands. Absolutely. I work with deities that give me freedom and sovereignty from a lot of that, liberation from a lot of that. So, and I'm not going to get deep into my beliefs as far as that is concerned, but I think people should know that it's not just Hollywood that is sacrificing their family members. People do that every day. Your everyday average Joe that you don't even know, or your everyday average Mary that you don't even know, could be participating in that. And they could be doing something as simple as going to church. Y'all know that they found all those children under the Vatican, bones, the bones of all these children that were missing underneath in the basement of the Vatican. So and so the churches, they're not always innocent. I guess it would depend on who is attending the church. You never know. Somebody could be there praying spirits over you, which is why praying is very similar. Pray is very similar to Prey. And so and prayer doesn't always have to be bad, but it just depends on who it is coming from and what their intent is, because a lot of people's intent can be hidden. This is one of the reasons why I choose not to attend church ever, because if I don't know that pastor, if I don't know what's in his heart, you know, then he could be praying demons over everybody. You just never know. I mean, it's one of those things to where it's just the reality that, we're all going to have to face. So anyway, that is what I wanted to come and speak to you guys about. I know that I sort of recorded this and this is not live, but if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section, as well as subscribe and hit the like button. I know that this is not something to like, but I think that what I like is raising awareness. Okay. Because like I said, I have felt death rituals being done on me, and energy harvesting rituals being done on me before. And I thank my lucky stars and my spirits that I survived all of that and I'm still here and I'm able to, see my kids every day and just live and love and have a future. And, I wish that for a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Blessings.